Wow.
All right, so once again, we have the world famous Mr. Okeke, a Nigerian genius.
That's a
We'll tell
Belizean
you-
now.
A Belizean
A
genius.
Belizean.
Nigerian slash Belizean genius.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Go, Mr. Okeke.
Well, I've been here for the past 28 years, and my concentration has been social research. I've invested tremendously in social research, and my area of interest and specialization has been the psychology of black,
Okay.
especially trying to understand the conflicting situations sometimes blacks find themselves in. And in this new world, understanding where we fall in and why is it that we have been making so much investment with so little in return. Something must be wrong somewhere. It is often not because we're not doing the right thing, and sometimes it's because we're doing too much of the right things. But somehow
Wow.
we do not seem to get a better grasp of, those other skills that are necessary to be effective in competition. And that is where my concentration has been in, both understanding the blacks in the diaspora and the black on the continent. And so far it's been very interesting. That's why I've been able to write all the books I've written so far on the psychology of black and the place of black and how we can become more competitive. Interestingly, some of the problems we are trying to solve are no longer there. That is where the frustration comes in. Often we are trying to solve problems that are no longer there, while the ones that are there are left on their own to go out of control. How do we do that? How do we do better? Yes, we can do better. And sometimes the resources we are exhausting trying to solve those problems can be used in other areas of investment. The thing we have to do is to sometimes step back and understand the problem before we solve it, because once you know what is wrong, then you can help make it right.
Right. Mr. Okeke, could you just give us a quick chronological breakdown of you being here and your future aspiration as far as maybe helping the youth or government give you a school to assist in your real knowledge of culture and...
Well, I've been a lecturer at the University of Belize. I taught for 8 years. I teach engineering because I have my degrees in engineering and industrial psychology. But my concentration has been writing and public speaking. And of course, to help the youth, as you said, I had written a book, Understanding the Problems of Belizean Youth. And I also have the book, The African American Experience, that helps the youth, that helps the older persons, that helps those in between, especially to understand our place in economy, our place in the new and emerging world order, and the things we can do to be very competitive. A lot of the things we are trying to solve, a lot of the problems we are trying to solve do not exist. And that is where the challenge comes in. What are our real problems? What are black problems that are exclusively black? And what are human problems that we abrogate to ourselves? And we seem to monopolize and we seem to make exclusively black problems. There are some problems we have that are just natural human challenges. I mean, if you go to China, you will see Chinese people who are in jail without ever having been slaves, without ever having been colonized. But they're in jail for being pickpockets, or they're in jail for robbery, or they're in jail for drive-by shooting. It has nothing to do with having been enslaved or having been colonized. Those are basic human challenges. But there are some problems that are exclusively black. So if we have 100 units of problem, and only 10 units of that is black problem, but we are spending our limited resources trying to solve 100 units of problem that are challenges everybody have. It's a mess. That's also I have the problem, the book on how to solve every problem every day, because you will find through the book that a lot of the problems we are trying to solve are not meant to be solved. Even God himself does not go out to solve them. Some problems are meant to be managed, other problems are meant to be solved, while there are some problems that are meant just to be left alone. So if you understand where these things fall in, you may find out that for most of your life, you have been expending tremendous resources and effort trying to solve problems that even if all the angels in heaven come down and God himself comes down, the problem will not be solved. because those problems were intended to be managed, not solved.
On breakdown on your virtual succeed at your job, you mentioned
Yes, the problem of employees is a global one. Unfortunately, there are no resources made available to the employee on how to deal with those challenges. Most of us, or even all of us, came through school. We were taught all the technical competencies, we were taught things to do at the workplace, but we were never given the skills on how to turn those technical competencies into dollars. The workplace intelligence skills we need in order to be able to sell those skills and to comport ourselves appropriately and to deal with the workplace situation. So people go into the workplace and we're expecting them to deliver on things they have never been given the opportunity to learn. So over 10 years I did research, and through 4 years to write the book on workplace intelligence. But it's so compact that you can finish reading it in a day, but you have the assurance that after reading through the book, you will sit down, sit back, and you will succeed at your job.
and that's very true, because I went through it and it's really a big book.
Yes,
Compact.
it is compact, and I wrote it with the social media culture, so it's not very big, and you can finish reading it within 2 days, but you are sure for the rest of your life, and everybody around you, the book will impact them, because I'm trying to show that you as an employee, you are a business owner. You don't need to go out there and start your own business in order to make it, because you are already a business owner as an employee. You are an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is simply an entrepreneur in an enterprise. You are an entrepreneur, you're selling service. If you're a cleaner in the office, you're selling cleaning service. If you're a secretary, you're selling secretarial service. If you're an accountant, you're selling accounting service. I think the most problem is that sometimes when you think about business, we think about the grocery shops, we think about the supermarket because they sell bread and biscuit. But we are thinking of business as only when you sell product. But the attorneys, the lawyers sell service. The tour guide sells service. The accountant sells service. A cleaner in an office sells service. If you're working at a call center, you're selling service. You're not just a little employee over there. As a teacher, you're selling service. As a police officer, you're selling security service to the state or to your organization. So there are also some kind of enterprises. You cannot have a standalone business. You cannot have your own business by yourself. So you're already a business owner in a business. Now, if you understand that and understand the things you bring to the table, your negotiating skill and how you present yourself and how you make your stake will be different. And if you understand all it takes to succeed in that enterprise as an entrepreneur, goodness, you'll be happier every day. You can't wait for morning to go to work. But if you're seeing yourself as somebody who is being used by somebody else, and you're seeing your salary as something which is paid you in order to help somebody else acquire or attain their vision or their dream, then you'll be going there feeling used. But if you understand that your salary is the amount that is agreed to pay you for the service you sell to an entrepreneur. So you, an entrepreneur, you're selling service to an entrepreneur. So your salary is what you agreed to be paid. It's not something you are being paid. Your salary is something you are paid while you're given an opportunity to improve yourself, to learn new skills. So somebody establish an infrastructure, establish an organization, and give you an opportunity to earn a living while paying you for the service. If you understand what you bring to the table as an employee, entrepreneur, your whole life view, your whole self-perception, your whole global perception, your whole social perception will change. And sometimes you'll be so amazed that you have been succeeding all along without knowing it, because you undervalue yourself.
Yeah, that's a very good, powerful breakdown, because as you said, if you know exactly what you signed up for, it's not a problem. It's up to you to deliver what you signed up for.
And you're being paid for the service.
Correct.
So your salary is not something you are being paid to help somebody else attain their dream. No, your salary is a fulfillment of your dream, because you're selling a service. I sell smoothies, I sell books, I sell sculptures. I can't be feeling that somebody paying me for my sculpture is using me to attain their dream. No, that is my aspiration. I went to school, I learned to teach, and then I get an employment as a teacher, and I'm paid a salary for delivering teaching service. I decided to train as a policeman, and I'm offering the state security service, and somebody's saying, no, you need to go and open your business, we need to be self-employed. No, I'm self-employed. I can decide to stop selling service to this person and go sell to the next customer. I am independent as an employee. I can always sell to the next customer instead of this customer. But here, I have a steady customer. I have a steady buyer who every month pays for the service. Now, once you begin thinking of your employment, your entrepreneurship from that direction, your whole world view changes and you're a happier person.
And that's what I think Belize needs. Belize needs to have more people who are aggressive and think that way. So
it's a global issue.
When you start working and go to work and are miserable and look at the other person, you have an idea at least what you should do and what you sign up for.
It's a global problem. It will interest you. It's such a global problem, and yet there are no resources available for people to be able to acquire these skills and know where to use and how to use them. It's a global problem. Somebody say, but how can it be you? How is it you that solve it? Why shouldn't it be me?
Exactly.
How am I different from somebody else?
You have to see the right message, that's the correct message.
I mean, I worked through it for more than a decade and put it together in such a compact way that you have a guarantee that once you go through the book, your whole life changes for better.
Correct. And I will show these books so people could, you know, and you also have the number right here.
Get me on WhatsApp and let's link up, and of course we are looking for global distribution. We are looking for people to work with to distribute the books.
From Nigeria, what time?
Originally, I'm from Nigeria and I've been here from Igbo tribe.
Igbo.
I'm an Igbo person from the eastern part of Nigeria, and I've been living in Belize for the past 28 years doing my social research. I've traveled around. I've traveled to China, Mexico, Honduras, Barbados.
Where in China?
Well, I studied in mainland China, you know, Beijing and Changchun.
Right.
Yeah.
You're speaking another language, rather English. And
well, a little bit of Igbo? Spanish and a little bit of Igbo, a lot of Igbo, and then some Spanish.
Okay, very good.
And we are translating this book on how to succeed at your job into Spanish too.
Very good. Yeah, that's an important.
But it's a global material, and we are looking forward to get people to work with for the distribution, because sometimes creativity and marketing doesn't always go together. So definitely I will look forward to working with people for the distribution of the materials.
Correct. So how did the art come about? You're very skilled at that.
Well, I've been sculpturing for the past 45 years.
45 years?
Yeah, I'm a master.
Teach you, or you went to school?
No, I'm a natural.
People want to know how that happened, because I showed some of the art on the tube, so people know what
I'm a natural.
As a matter of fact, these are some of the art right here.
You can see them at the runabout.
You're very skilled at that.
Well, I've been sculpturing for the past 45 years.
45 years?
Yeah, I'm a master.
Teach you, or you went to school?
No, I'm a natural.
People want to know how that happened, because I showed some of the art on the tube, so people know what
I'm a natural.
As a matter of fact, these are some of the art right here.
And you can see them at the runabout.
Exactly. These are some of the special art. These are world skill. This type of skill here is international, and I will get into that. But right now, we just continue with the story for a few more minutes. So, what you got? You got look at that. No problem. So what you got? You got any future for the skill for the youth? What do you think about youth in Belize?
Well, youth in Belize, as I said, I have resource material available. It's up to the people to stretch your hand and take it. I took 7 years and I spent about $150,000 to write the book on youth. It's available, and also I have another book for the small business people. It's called How to Succeed in Small Business in Belize, the Psychology of Small Business. And of course, I have the one for African American, How to Succeed in Small Business as an African American. It's right there in the book on the African American experience, a third-person perspective.
And this is your own financing?
Yes, of course, everything is financed from out of pocket. I mean, I've invested almost $2 million in writing and research. Because I'm confident in the material I have available.
This should be your fight. I mean, the government should help you. So you think that you see maybe they could open a school?
No, man. I mean, I've been a lecturer for 8 years. I've made that investment. Right now, I'm more of making this resource available for people to be able to access.
Wow.
Of course, I do public speaking, I do international public speaking a lot, and right now I'm not traveling a lot, but eventually I will travel again for public speaking.
Anything for us to add?
Well, link up.
Let the people see.
Link up and let's work together. We have a lot of resource material. I've done extensive research. I think I have the most compilation of research on the psychology of black, the issues of black people, and what we can do to be more competitive economically, socially, and influence.
One more question. What do you think about the blend in Belize? I've so far seen a lot of foreign
Well, the problem is the opportunities are there for everybody, but you need to equip yourself to be able to access it. Nobody's being stopped from accessing it. Is that you have to equip yourself, you have to understand the people you're dealing with, your competition, and know how to engage them.
All right, that's a very good answer. All right, so KK, thank you very much, and we'll do some books and make sure that people get this word out and understand that you'll be traveling soon, doing your lectures.
And link up and let's work together.
And once again, we get the numbers together, and that's Mr. KK. Thank you very much.
Easy. One of the challenges of dealing with black issues is that sometimes we are solving the problem in this way. If you find a freshwater stream that is bitter, automatically you know that there is something that is wrong with the headwaters. There are two ways you can solve the problem. You can buy billions of dollars worth of salt and throw it into the stream. Or you can go to the headwaters. You can get millions of dollars in at-risk youth program, in black neighborhood program, in entrepreneurship training and program, and throw into the middle of the water. At the end of it, in a few weeks or in a few years, we know because the water flows, it will carry away the saltness and the sweetness, and the bitterness will return. The frustration, even more frustration, because according to Solomon, hope that is deferred makes the heart sick. Because you gave the perception, you gave the idea that once we gave this money to black youth and the black neighborhood, everything will be all right. They get frustrated after that. But you can also just go to the headwaters and spend $10 or $30, get to the headwater and take out the roots of bitterness, and that water will be sweet forever. What we have been doing is pouring billions of dollars worth of assistance program into the middle of the water instead of finding out what has been wrong. Black people who came through the caldrons of slavery, the worst times of slavery, made the most impact to the world. What is wrong that now their children, with all the resources at their disposal, have nothing but excuse and complaints? There is a missing link somewhere. What you have to do is to find that missing link. You have this big chain, this big link. You are trying to pull a chicken with this big expensive chain and it's not moving. And all you want to do is to go and buy a new chain. How can that be? If this chain is not pulling the chicken, it's because there is a missing link. Just one missing link can make the entire thing ineffective. So for black problem, the problem is just small like this. But we have been spending so much money trying to solve a problem that is not there. And that is where our frustration comes from.
Very good. Well put, very good.
And we have exotic smoothies over here, and we have some more beautiful smoothies over here. So you make your choice, tell me about it, and we get you blended.
Okay.
So take your time, you have a whole day to do this.
I'll do.
Welcome to Belize again.
Thank you. I'll do
Where from?
Raspberry Mania.
Where?